Hey friends, it's that time, grammar time. Make sure you have out your Being a Writer student skill practice book, and we are turning to page 56. Page 56. So we are still talking about adjectives. And we are going to do page 56 together, and then you will do page 57 on your own. So let's get started. Read each sentence. Circle the adjective that best completes it. Then write the adjective on the line. So we're really going to have to think which one best describes it, okay? Here we go. We made a gingerbread house with blank walls. Round walls or four walls? Now, if you've ever made a gingerbread house before, try to visualize that. If you haven't, take a minute right now and look at the walls in your room that you are on or at. Now, are walls normally round? Or if we go back to a gingerbread house, would a gingerbread house have four walls or round walls? What do you think? Go ahead and circle your answer. You should have picked four. There's no such thing as round walls. They are flat and they are straight, okay? Unless I guess you live in an igloo, but not in the gingerbread land. Let's look at our next one. We use blank pieces of candy for bricks. Would you use square or loud pieces of candy for bricks? Circle your answer. You should have picked square. We covered the roof with blank frosting. Few or green? Which one makes more sense? Green frosting. And I sprinkled blank sugar on it to look like snow. Ooh, I am loving this gingerbread house. Would you sprinkle some sugar or six? 6 pieces of sugar would be almost impossible to do. So the answer should be some. Okay, so these are all describing our nouns. Some sugar, green frosting, square candy, and 4 walls. Now down at the bottom, it wants us to write an adjective from the box to complete each sentence. Now this one's going to get a little tricky. We really have to think about which one makes sense. So we have creamy, long, one, salty, and funny. So on the page you're going to do by yourself, you have the same kind of setup with a bunch of adjectives in a box. I'm going to teach you a strategy that works really well that's going to help you eliminate and choose the correct adjectives. So let's think about all those words, and then let's read our sentences together first. So before we even plug anything in, we're going to read the whole story. I like food that tastes sweet and blank. Sometimes I cut a banana into blank slices. Then I spread blank peanut butter on each slice. Next, I place blank or 2 pretzels on top. It may sound blank, but it's good. Now, I like to read the whole story first because then I have an idea of all of the nouns in the story that need to be described by adjectives. I see 2 words here, creamy and salty, that can describe how something what? Tastes, right? So we really, and there was a couple things in here where it talked a couple nouns that needed a tasting adjective. So we're really going to have to think about this one. I like food that tastes sweet, and what do you think? We already said these two are what something can taste like, right? Food that tastes creamy or salty. Well, I also remember down here, there was the noun peanut butter. So I'm going to kind of remember and think about peanut butter is normally not salty. Peanut butter is creamy, right? So let's go ahead and put in salty here. Sweet and salty. And then we're going to cross off salty because we know we've already used it. Okay? Sometimes I cut a banana into creamy slices. Does that describe what a banana slice would be? Long slices, one slices, or funny slices. Go ahead and write in the adjective that you think makes the most sense. A couple of them could make sense, but long slices would make the most sense. Go ahead and cross that one off. This is the other strategy. Once you plug one in, cross it off so you know what you've used. Notice how I just do a line. I don't scribble through it because just in case we might have to switch some around at the end. Then I spread creamy peanut butter. Oh, I love my peanut butter. On each slice. Does that make sense? Yes. Next, I place blank or 2 pretzels on top. All right, well, we have 2 left. We have one and funny. Well, right here, I see another adjective, 2. So I know 1 is going to go with that. And then we have 1 left. Go ahead and plug it in with me. It may sound funny, but it tastes good. Does that make sense? Yes. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to just reread it and make sure everything makes sense. Read it with me. I like food that tastes sweet and salty. Sometimes I cut a banana into long slices. Then I spread creamy peanut butter on each slice. Next, I place 1 or 2 pretzels on top. It may sound funny, but it's good. That does sound good. All right, so now that you know some strategies, and we can cross off funny because we used that one, you are going to do page 57 on your own. It is the same thing up here for part A that we just did together for part B. Right now, I want you to number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when you are done completing this, you are going to need to submit some of your answers. You are going to circle 1 and 2 from part A. You're going to post 1 and 2 from part A, but you better do all of them. And I will send over the grammar fairy to check. And then down here, it wants you to read the adjective in the word box and then write the adjective that answers each question. So part A is filling in the adjectives to make the story make sense. And down here, you're writing the adjective that answers each question, okay? You will do all 5, but you are posting 3 and 4, okay? You are making sure that someone is checking your work, and then you are submitting your answers. So for part A, you're doing all of it, but you're posting 1 and 2. For part B, you're doing all of it, but you are posting 3 and 4. If you would like to do C, it's optional. It's fun though. What do you like to eat? Write about it. Use at least 5 different adjectives in your description. So I love to eat pickles. How could we describe pickles? Okay, well, They are what color? Green. When you bite into it, they are crunchy. They are salty. They are juicy. And they are long. All right. Have fun with your amazing adjectives. And don't forget to post your answers. See you later.